Okay, let's get started. I think it's 2 past. Um, Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I uh, will take about 45 minutes for this, maybe an hour. We'll try to keep some time for question and answer. Let me get some housekeeping stuff out because those are the questions that get asked on the chat all the time. I will be recording this. I think the record button is on. Let me make sure it is. It is recording perfect. And all of you will get a recording of this webinar. So go ahead, take notes if you need to, but you will have access to the recording, which will be sent in the next couple of days to you. If we talk about any additional notes, we will send those to you as well as I'm presenting it. So don't worry about any of that. You can ask question in the chat. You can, of course, talk to other participants there as well. You can also drop your question in the Q&A if you want to. Pooja is here to assist me on this webinar, and she will be keeping an eye on both Q&A and the chat box there. Other than that, I think I'll probably pause a couple of times during the presentation. Go ahead and check any questions that might be urgent to be handled. If it's not super urgent, I'll probably wait until the end so that I can finish everything that I'm going to talk about. So let's start this with a poll. Let's see if I can pull that up here. And let me launch it and go ahead. So the question is, will AI grow your business? I know it's super hyped right now. A lot of people are talking about it. But how confident are you that AI will help you grow your business in the next year? And let's see, the numbers are coming in. I will give it very high participation so far. So great job. Come on, guys. Keep giving your answers. Another 30 seconds. And let's see how we end up. Okay, I am going to end the poll on that note, and let's share the results. And so 37% of you are very confident that AI will help you grow your business. 44% of you are moderately confident, and only 19% are not too confident. So it's a pretty high number to begin with. Almost 80% of you are either moderately confident or very confident. So that's a very good start. The other poll that I want to take before I dive into the presentation itself is, let me see if I can pull that up. Give me a second here. Okay, why? Okay, here we go. My next question to you is, can you make your own AI assistant? Assuming that most of you probably don't know how to code, or can you make an AI agent by yourself? And that's a question that's up on the screen. And this is creating a full-blown AI assistant that we are talking about that can help you interact with your clients, hopefully get you leads, be able to train you, all that cool stuff that you can. Let's see what's the expertise of the audience on that before we launch the webinar. Okay, low participation on this. Let's see if we can have a little bit more people participate, and then I will end the poll. Okay, let me end the poll on this. Share results. But 25%, 27% of you see that you are possibly you can make one, and 75% or so say that they cannot make an AI assistant. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this and dive into our webinar today. What we will be talking about today is basically the topic that I put there on the poll here is how to make your own AI agents. 99% of loan officers who use AI in some form or the other, and most people use ChatGPT, as their preferred mode of AI. ChatGPT has almost 90% of market share when it comes to users at this point in time, and then Claude and Perplexity and Gemini, very small percentage, takes about 7, 8, 9% of the rest. So majority of us are still using ChatGPT, and majority of us are using it in a more transaction kind of a way, which is that we ask a question, we get an answer, and some of us probably know a little more advanced stuff to do. So as I said, what we'll be talking about is it's something that probably, as I said, probably 99% of loan officers or even higher are not using ChatGPT or a large language model for. And that is to create your agent. And we will not just be creating one agent, we'll actually be creating three on this call, and I'll be doing it live. I actually don't have any slides for this presentation, is because I didn't want to teach you any theory. I think most of you, if not all of you, have probably attended enough AI sessions, webinars, teachings, etc., full of slides and potential and everything else. We are going to dive directly into building something and building something live, so that you can go at the end of the webinar and do it for yourself, probably in the next 30, 40, 50 minutes. So you will have those three agents that we are talking about. We will be talking about on this webinar, and we'll be able to build that just later in the day. So if you have never built it, which 75% of you said you have never built it, and even the 25% who said yes, that they are capable of, I'm not sure if all of you have actually built it. Is that something that's going to be useful? So put that in the chat. Let me know if that is something that's going to be useful for you. Because if that's not, then you're in the wrong webinar. So you'll probably be, if you're way more advanced than that, you know how to do that yourself, and you have crushed it before, you have used it, tried it, then probably it'll be a repetition and not a great use of your time. So great. Thank you for all the yeses, a ton of yeses there. So I will deep dive. I will not take a lot of time into anything else, because I promised this to be something which is highly educational. But I did want to introduce myself just in case you are not aware of who I am. Hopefully you came to this webinar is because you knew who I am. But my name is Shashank Shekhar. Of course, I am the founder and CEO of InstaMortgage, InstaAI, and InstaRefi, the two revolutionary technology that we have developed here at InstaMortgage. And we use it, not just develop, we actually use that here at InstaMortgage. I'll probably briefly talk about those at the end. Also, in terms of just AI journey, we have been a pioneer in AI. We have been probably at the forefront, if not ahead of practically any other mortgage company, in not just in the country, but in some cases in the world. We developed the first digital human powered by AI in September 2022, when most people did not even know what AI was. We were the first mortgage company to build GPT. Then we were the first one to build the Gen AI platform, InstaAI. And recently, again, we launched the first of its kind refinance alert platform called InstaRefi. So that's my and my company's brief introduction. We are an independent mortgage bank headquartered in San Jose, California. And we try to be at least the most innovative mortgage company in the country. We do not claim to be one, but definitely something which is our mission here at InstaMortgage. So on that note, I'm going to share my screen. And as I said, this is all going to be live. So sometimes things break in a live environment. So bear with me if that does, but I'm going to take that risk, is because it's very safe to put slides on the screen and walk through it and just talk around the slides. It's slightly more risky to do something live, but what the heck, let's do it. Okay, so let me share my screen. Quick question in the chat. How many of you know what GPTs are? It's okay if you don't. It doesn't really matter. Okay, some of you. Great. So let's share the screen. Hopefully all of you can see my chat GPT screen. Just say yes or put a thumbs up so that I know that all of you can. Okay, great. Thank you. Perfect. You guys are a very interactive and engaging audience. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so when you go to ChatGPT, and I'll start off in a way that assuming that this is something you have not worked on. If you have, then I'm hoping you still catch on to something which is slightly more advanced. This is, by the way, you need to have the Plus subscription, so you need to spend that $20. And if you're not already doing it, it's probably the best $20 you will spend. So there's no reason why you're not spending it. I took the Plus subscription literally the day it came out, and there's no reason why none of any of you should not be doing it. So once you come here, you should see GPTs on your left. This is being recorded. If there's anything that you missed, just go back, take a look at it, watch it over and over again, and that's fine. What you see here is InstaMortgage has a GPT, and as I said, we were the first mortgage company to build a GPT on the ChatGPT store, as they call it. But all of you can do it, and that's the purpose of this webinar, is that how do you do it yourself? How do you build a GPT of your own? So, and what we are going to do is that we are going to build 3 GPTs, time permitting. Even if we end up with 2, I'll teach you enough where you should easily be able to build 4th, 5th, 6th, as many GPTs as you want, not just for yourself. You can show your real estate agents how to build a GPT. You can show your financial planners, anyone who wants to learn this thing, you can go teach them and can literally gain dozens of referral partners based on that, because it's so powerful. So let's dive in. The first GPT that we are going to build is a mini you. It's like cloning you. So it's like if you were to, so the first GPT we'll build is consumer facing, meaning what you're going to do is that you're kind of creating a chat bot for yourself, an AI powered chatbot and a chat GPT powered chatbot, so to say. And this will be available as a link to all your prospects and borrowers. So you can drop that in your email signature. You can send an email out. You can put that on social media. You can say, hey, when I'm not available, you can go here. Again, this is not built to replace you at any point in time. This is built to be, one, for you to look tech savvy, that you understand AI, you use AI, you are AI powered loan officer. And 2, actually provide them answers to questions when you may not be available at certain points in time. So I thought I saw something on chat. I'm going to quickly take a look at it. I'm not going to, will your new GPT have access to your current info? Yes, it won't. So we'll work on that. And you're not creating a new chat GPT, just understand this. This is your own. Your chat GPT will stay the way it is. What you're doing is that, so I'm going to create GPT. And there are 2 parts to it. You create here, you will see the preview here. You can configure it, which I'll show you how to do it. And I'll spend a lot more time on the first one because I'll be walking you step by step on this. Once I've done the first one, you will get an idea of how to do it. And I'll move on the second one much faster. And again, time permitting, we'll get to the third one. But even if we don't, I can guarantee that you will have mastered the concept of building AI assistants by then. And even if I'm not able to teach you the third one, you will be able to. So let's go to create. Thankfully, it's already a step by step, but I have already written some prompts that when you watch the recording, you'll be able to see it. I can also send you those prompts as a follow-up to this webinar. So I'm going to pull up the first prompt. So the first one we are building is borrower and prospect facing AI assistant. And what I've done is I've written these prompts that I'm going to copy and paste, and I'll walk you through what I've written so you can understand what the concept is. So what GPT is asking me is that, hey, I'd love to make you a new GPT, which basically means an AI assistant or an AI agent, whatever you call it, slightly different terms, but almost means the same. I can do all of this stuff. Of course, I'm not interested in making a creative. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to put this entire prompt that I have created. I'll walk you through the framework of this prompt, is because all you have to do is replace a couple of my names with your names, and that's it. The entire prompt will probably stay the same. So I'm saying, look, I want to build a GPT. The purpose of this is act as your digital loan officer assistant for borrowers and prospect. Probably should be mine. But stays compliant. What are the instructions? I'm saying that you are a licensed, meaning this is you are a mortgage loan officer assistant. Of course, they're not licensed. We do want to add our NMLS. Again, check with your compliance. I typically say that add your NMLS and your company's NMLS. So I'll probably not publish it at the end. Maybe I will, I don't know. But I will still try to make it fully compliant so you can copy and paste it. I'm saying you are a mortgage loan officer's AI assistant. When say you, it means the AI assistant that we are creating here. We are putting our NMLSs here. Again, you take a call if you want to. Of course, you should definitely put yours, if not for the companies. This is what the role is. I'm not going to read every single word of it because it'll take time, but be friendly, approachable, educate borrowers, provide applications, link contact details, company information, provide general market trends, and explain mortgage concepts in plain English. What are the guardrails they must follow? Do not provide binding or specific rate codes because that's the role of a loan officer. We don't want to get into specific issues with that. If asked for rates, please contact me directly at phone or email. Again, you can provide whatever you want to, or use my application link, which you can drop in here. Always display my NMLS ID in the GPT's title. Do not provide tax or legal advice. So all the compliance stuff is mostly done. Even with guidelines, I've provided the guardrail that guidelines can change. Please confirm with me directly for most current requirements. Never ask for SSI, no PI information, and then tone and style and some of the preloaded prompt. And so again, because I can edit it, even if I've made some mistakes here, which I don't think I have, I'm going to hit the enter button. So once I do that, it's going to read it. Okay, see, that's what happens when you try something live. So I'm going to type maybe a smaller prompts here. So let's start. And that is the biggest problem of trying something live with building a loan officer assistant named, I don't know, Mortgages by Shashank. Let's see if that helps. Okay, that works. So maybe we go with shorter prompts and maybe that helps. Okay, so you can see that's technically your AI assistant is already created. You have the preview, you have it's giving you the preview, meaning it's not published yet. No one can access it. But a helpful mortgage loan officer assistant. Since you would like to call it Mortgages by Shashank, should I lock in that as a name? Say yes, go ahead with that. Whatever I do on the left, you will see the preview is updating on the right. And so Mortgages by Shashank is technically now an AI assistant created, a helpful mortgage loan officer assistant. It does all of that stuff. Right now, what I can do is that I can go back, of course, and take some of this stuff and see. I'll try shorter prompts and see. Hopefully that works. So maybe I'll start with guardrails and say, please do not do all of this stuff. I'm going to copy this. And please, by the way, you don't have to add, please keep these guardrails in mind. I was trying to do this to save time to write such a big prompt, but apparently it's not working. Hopefully it will take at least a prompt of this size. It is taking it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so it says I've added the guardrails and ensured an MLS ID. As you can see, it is here. It was hashtag, so it's not putting the exact one, but if I had it, I will do that. Would you like to show you the first draft of the profile picture now? So it creates your profile picture by yourself. And I usually like it because it's kind of a little cartoony, but still professional looking profile picture. You can upload it or something you can try. I always go by what they create. So let's see what the first draft looks like. So I would say yes, go ahead, do that. Takes about 30 seconds to create one because this is not your high def AI generated image. This is pretty basic. You can use it. You can ask it to direct. You can have like a human-like element in this if you want it. If you like this logo, again, we don't have that much time to spend 15 minutes on fixing the logo. So I would say I like it. Don't change it. That's fine because I want to work on, okay, bigger stuff here. So I'll go back to my prompt and see what are the other things that we have not done. Okay, let's define your role, for example. So I'm going here. I like it. Don't change it. let me define your role. I'm going to paste all of that so that it clearly knows what it is supposed to do. So, okay, your role definition has been woven in. The assistant will now act friendly, approachable, professional while educating and guiding borrowers clearly. What should be emphasized or avoided in how it responds. And by the way, what you will see is that when I'm doing this, if you go to configure here, it is creating all of that, right? So if I, for example, change this to 8176, it should update it right here on the right, which is my NMLS ID, by the way. And every instruction that I give under create goes under configure right here. So you can come back later, change the name, change the logo. Conversation starters are already here. Built into it, you can change these. Like, for example, if you think that when the rates drop, people will be talking more about refinance than what kind of homes they can afford. You can change this and add your conversation. So these are your conversation starters, by the way. And you can change it to whatever that you want. And then what you can do, even more advanced stuff that we can talk about is when it asks for questions like what is the current rate, or how do I apply for say pre-approval, you can actually have real application links. So I can go to InstaMortgage here and say take my apply now link and copy and paste it. And I can go to ChatGPT here while creating my GPT and say when users ask to apply online or ask for an application, please provide this link. And I can keep doing this, right? I can even go to, for example, LinkedIn and pull my entire bio and give it to it. Okay, so I can, while it's doing it, I can actually show you. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to create an AI assistant that knows everything about us, or most of the stuff about us. So I'm going to take this. Your bio could be on a different platform, doesn't really matter. I don't need to copy the NMLS ID again. I can do this, get out of my LinkedIn here so it does not disturb us. But I can go and, so that's already done, by the way. Would you also like me to automatically include your phone and email alongside the link? That's your call. I can say whenever they have questions, direct them to my email, right? And I can provide my email address. Misspell that. And that's another thing. Also, note my resume or bio that you can use to build credibility with the users. And I can go on and on with this, right? I can, so I'm going to send that. Sorry, it was still thinking on the last prompt that I had sent, and still working on it. And what you can do is that you can have your any instructions that you have is that how does someone get pre-approved? So what this AI assistant will do is answer a lot of generic questions. If you want it to be a specific, like, so that's why I provided my email address, my application link. If there is a certain way that we do pre-approvals, I will direct it to do certain way those pre-approvals should be done. When it asks for refinance code, if I want it to respond in a certain way, I will do that. You can also go to configure. You can also do it right here, by the way. You can upload any document that you want to. So if there are written content that you have, if there are policies that you have, you can do all of that. You can also do that under configure. So you can go here. And by the way, in these options, image generation is probably not that important, but make sure that you have the web search clicked as okay. Because a lot of times, for example, for live rate codes or something, it can search the web, and it can give some average rates if that's what you will ask them to ask that. But you can upload files here. So all the conversation can be powered by any additional documents that you're providing. Now, some of the things that you have to be careful about is that you're not providing any PII. Any information needs to be anonymized. Of course, you're not going to provide them loan files, which also makes no sense for an assistant like this. Why would you do that? But you would not provide anything which is sensitive from. So do not upload stuff which can reveal, say, a user's information or something. So don't do that. So we are going to. So I'm going to go back to create here, and what I'm going to do is that I am going to leave it like the way it is, because I can keep customizing it the way I want. But let's say if I like it the way it is, and I would, if it was my actual profile, then I would probably spend another hour or 2 hours on this to make it really, really good, like a top-notch AI assistant, and not just right now. It's probably 3 out of 5. But if I want to make it 5 out of 5, I'll probably upload more stuff. I'll give it more guidelines. I'll explain it all the workflows that are there. Once that's done, it's ready to be published. Having said that, you can still publish it and come back and edit it. So it's not as if you have to spend 2 hours in one go and then publish it. You can publish it, but I would ideally want you to be more diligent about it, in the sense that you want to upload everything that you can, which will be useful from a user perspective. So think about the questions that get asked to you as a loan officer. What are the documents do I need for pre-approval, right? What is the refinance rate right now? Where can I apply? All those questions, and then you will hit create. So it's better to spend more time upfront. It's not that you cannot come back and edit it, but if you can spend about an hour or so upfront, then all you have to do, and by the way, it's built on the latest model, which ChatGPT is model 5, so you don't have to worry about updating the model. It already does that. Uh, if you hit create here, you have 3 options of doing it, right? I mean, of course, it shows that it was created by you. You can share it just with yourself, and I'll show you one of the GPTs that we will be building that will be just for you. So you're not sharing with anyone else. You can share it with anyone with the link, meaning you can put it in your email signature. You can send it to one of your borrowers. You can send it to, say, your referral partners, and say, when I'm not available, you can use this AI assistant to ask any questions that you might have. Or you can publish it on GPT Store. What that does is that anyone who comes to ChatGPT, they can use your GPT, just like InstaMortgage GPT is publicly available. Your GPT will be publicly available. There's no harm in that, the way I see it. But for any reason you don't want to publish it publicly to GPT Store, it's just like YouTube. You have an option of private publishing, which is only you can see it. Anyone with the link can publish it, or you can make it public where anyone can see it. So I don't know. I'll probably publish it with anyone with the link right now, because I have not built it out completely. Or I'll publish it to GPT Store. I think I can delete it later. So let's say if I publish a GPT Store, and you can pick the category under which you want to do it. I mean, this will probably be other in terms of the category, and then you can save it and publish it. Or let's say anyone with the link, that will probably do it faster. GPT Store might take a little bit of time to publish it. And now that it's published, that's your link, right? So I can click on View GPT here and can go here. It says GPT is published. I can go, sorry, not that. That picks the copy to clipboard. And that's your GPT. So voila, you have your AI assistant, as I said. Looks exactly like ChatGPT the way it is. Mortgages by Shashank, instead of showing ChatGPT there. That's your GPT. It did not update the NMLS ID for some reason, but we can go back and do that. And now let's try this. Like, let's run it. So what documents do I need for mortgage application? And this is where the second step of your AI assistant comes in, is to monitor for accuracy, because it's a large language model. You cannot guarantee that all the information comes out of it is accurate, or some of the information might be specific and relevant just for you or your company. So you may want to change that based on the answers. And you can do all of that by editing your GPT, right? I showed you how to configure it when it's created. So let's take a look at it. Looks like a decent answer to me. Looks probably fine. But again, if it was not, I'm going to say, prepare me a tailored checklist here. But let's say for some reason this answer was not accurate, or I would be surprised if it's completely inaccurate, but it was maybe missing something or something. And then it's asked follow-up questions and all that stuff to prepare the tailored checklist and all of that. And that's so you first create your GPT or AI assistant, then you watch for any inconsistency because that's important, and then go and edit it. And I would usually, the way when we did that, we tested it internally before even announcing that we have a GPT, is because that's how you would do it. You can only create it only for me, maybe run a few questions through it for a few days. And once you feel very confident about it, then you can either release it on the GPT store, which is the public portal for, they will see it under Explore GPTs, or at least anyone with the link who can see this GPT. So this replaces the really the old chatbot experience, which was not that customized. And this is on your own AI assistant, which is dynamic. The dynamic in the sense that anytime anything changes, it's so much easier for you to go back and go to configure and go and make those changes or upload new documents or delete old documents, that it's as simple as managing, say, a Google Drive, so to say, creating your own AI assistant like that. And something, as I said, which you can show to some of the other people, like your real estate agents, other referral partners, and gain more referrals from that. So I'm going to pause on this. Again, this was not perfect because I would have spent probably another hour uploading more documents, giving it more guidelines so that it's near perfect. But I'm going to pause and let's see how do you change the answer it's currently giving. Refining the chart, you're needing more time to learn and not currently as good as previous models. Let me go to the top. Okay. Um, Need you have access to your current info? Okay, I answered that. Once created, can you come back in it? Yes. So I think I answered that question. ChatGPT is no needing them. So this is nothing to do with ChatGPT 5 in terms of learning. As you can see, it moves very fast. Can you see the conversation it has with other people once published? So it does not store in the plus section as far as I remember. I will have to go take a look at that and come back. On the enterprise version, it definitely does that. So that's something that we'll have to come back and take a look. So if I am going here, of course, you can hide by the sidebar. So that's how you will. So again, if I go to GPTs, then of course I can go build more. I can come here and edit it if I need to. So if I go to edit GPT, which I think somebody had asked, I can update the name. I can update anything that I want to. I can update the sharing part of it. I can update the feature itself. I can go configure and do it. And I'm still surprised why it did not. I thought I updated it to 8176. Let's see if that still takes it. Does it? So that should have updated it. Okay, perfect. So that's how you would create something for, and by the way, everything that we used for creating has disappeared because all of that has gone under configuration. So you see all the guardrails that I mentioned, because don't be worried or surprised that nothing stays on create anymore. Is because all of that is now part of configuration tab. So bio for credibility, all the guardrails, all the instructions, everything that I gave the GPT in this case, it stays there. So you can do that. In terms of questions, how can you fix it? I think somebody asked that question. Upload files with as many relevant information that you want. So if you were to upload the file, you can also give a thumbs down when you are training it, and then explain it what the right answer is, and it will take that answer itself. Understand that it's your own model. When you do that to ChatGPT itself, it will probably not take your answer because you're just one user and it has been trained on a much larger database. But since this is your own GPT, if you were to tell them that the fixed interest rate mortgages are better than adjustable rate mortgages, it will take your answer because you are the creator of this AI assistant. So it is dependent only on you in terms of providing what the right answer is, and it will be able to do that. Okay, great. So I am going to stop with this and see if we have any questions, and then we will go on building the second GPT. So mortgages by Shashank. It's still anyone with the link, and I'm going to drop it right there. Okay, so, okay. Any comments, feedback on how do you create your own GPT, how useful it will be? You now know how to create your own AI assistant, so to say, and this is just one task. And that's what I was saying is that now you can create it for any task, and we will work on two other tasks that we find highly useful. But yeah, drop your comments in the chat. I'll take a sip of water, and we'll come back to do the second GPT now. Oh, after you make all of this, how does the consumer access it? It has your link. So if you go back and see the recording again, so if I go to edit, this is your link right here. So you can copy link and you can put this in your email signature. So you can put it in an email signature, you can send it directly, you can put it wherever you want. And you said, this is what, and if you put it on public GPT, they can go to GPTs and search it. And not, I can't search mortgages by Shashank because it's not a public GPT, so it'll probably show it because I'm the creator, but if you were to search it, it will not show this because it's not a public GPT. But they can also search it if, like, for example, InstaMortgage, I can find it because it is a public GPT. So I can, that one, I can easily find it. Have been 200 plus conversations on this GPT already, so it is fairly well used by people. So you can see how much of use that the GPTs have. Okay. Uh, Very cool. Do you recommend uploading lender guidelines so we can answer potential? Yes, it can. Don't try to. Gerardo, one of the things that you have to be careful about is uploading large amount of data. It starts hallucinating very quickly. So you will do this in a question and answer format or shorter documents if you have it, versus say uploading like 2,000 pages hard guidelines or something. I will not go to that extent. It's hard to keep it on point when that happens. So let's not do that. Okay, the second use that I see for AI assistant is to create something which is for yourself. So marketing and content GPT. So what we just built is what you will call borrower and prospect facing GPT. What we are going to build next is marketing and content GPT. So it's like your own content creator. So and you won't have to prompt like Chat GPT or any other large language model over and over again. This will act as your personal marketing assistant that will learn from your usage. Chat GPT does not necessarily learn from your usage. It has memory retention, but it's not learning as things are going along. So if you build yours, you can upload documents to train it. That's your own AI assistant, so to say. So let's do that. So I will try to pull the entire prompt and let's see if it does it. Otherwise, we'll have to do it one at a time. So I'm going to, because I've written the entire prompt already, which it may or may not follow, but let's see if we want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and by now, hopefully you know how to do it. I mean, you should know how to do this now. So it's pretty basic. You go to create, and of course, you can also start in the configure where you can name, description, instructions. You can do all of that stuff. That's more boxy way of doing this. Create is more conversational way of doing this. So let's see if it takes it. I'm going to paste the entire prompt, and it might just come back and say that's probably too long for it. But let's see if it does it. So do that. Again, it did not do that. Okay. And I think it'll work if I were to paste it in a configure. So let's try that. And what do I call it? Marketing mortgage, marketing ninja. Let's call it that. Description. I think I put most of this stuff here in the prompt, and let's see if it does that. I don't think it took everything that I had mentioned. So let's copy some of these things and try to teach it what to do. So what I'm trying to do with this is that I'm trying to create my own marketing assistant. So I'm going to tell this that this is what your role is. Your role is to research mortgage, housing, finance market trends, create engaging, compliance-friendly content, generate scenario-specific responses, like writing an email reply to a borrower, customizing a message for realtors, tailoring outreach, say if there was like Fed rate announcements or something, and suggest creative campaigns to acquire, nurture, and retain borrowers and referral partners. It says, got it. Thanks for the clear direction. Let's start by setting the foundation. Here is an initial draft of, and it tells you everything that it can potentially do. Now let's pick a name. How about Mortgage Market Pro? I have already named it, so I think it's not toggling between configure and content. Let's go with create a profile pic for the same. Oh, it's already generating it. Okay. So it did not need my instructions. I'm going to delete it. Ha, it's very ninja-like, I must say. Okay, we'll keep it. It looks pretty cool. It has a house here. That's a ninja there, so that's pretty cool. It's bold, simple, and pop art inspired, with ninja holding a house-shaped shuriken. So very cool. Okay. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time in the profile picture because that does not add any value to me. You can again, as I said, you can help real estate agents create it for themselves, and that will help them as well. So everything that you are learning now, you can use it also to gain more referral partners by teaching it to other referral partners as well. Okay, so that's fine. So it did that. It created all of that stuff. Now what we are going to do, in fact, some of the ideas that I already had that it has not done yet is I'm going to create some guardrails. So it is under configure, but I want to make sure that it's understanding all of that stuff. So I'm going to go through the same process that I did before. I don't know why it's number 2 and 3 and not 1 and 2, but I'm going to give it more instructions in terms of what the guardrails are, what are the kind of content that I want. It actually uploaded some of the stuff that I had put into configure. It just took it a little bit time. And from now on, now it gives me the ability to actually create content from air. So instead of creating content directly on ChatGPT or asking it to create email stuff, what I'll suggest is that you create your own assistant, AI assistant like the one we did, Mortgage Marketing Ninja in this case, and then use that to create everything. Because when you do that, it will learn from everything that you're doing. You can also, again, do the same thing, which is you can go to configure and upload the content that you have written in the past, whether you have done, say, Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever you have done, you can upload those files so that it can learn what your tone and what your tone looks like. You can also take competition stuff that they have done that you like, and you can upload that for inspiration as well and say, these are the kind of content that I like. So for example, if you have not generated a lot of content, but you see other people generating content that you like, you can upload that as some of the sample files that it can learn from and can create similar content. So and what will happen is that now you have this entire history in here. It knows what your tone looks like, and it'll create content at scale for you. So, for example, I mean, I don't, we have not published it. So, for example, one of the things that we do at InstaMortgage is create our own newsletter. So we don't use the same kind of emails that get sent by say dozens of loan officers to the same real estate agent or database, is because they see the same email come through by multiple different sources, whether it's market report or weekly newsletter powered by the same kind of CRM. So we write our own, and you can personalize it. So the great thing about it is that if you work in a certain, so for example, I can go into configure or create and say that I specialize with first-time home buyers in a certain zip code or in a certain market, right? If you work with first-time home buyers or investors in Las Vegas, Nevada, then it'll create content which is very, very specific to them. So when they are receiving your content, they don't see it as a mass email come to them. So I can keep working on it, but I will not, because we have probably about 10 minutes here, and I would like to show you the third use of an AI assistant. So the first use was consumer facing, which is how do you create something where your consumers, your prospects, your borrowers can come and talk to you. The second is, how do you create an AI assistant that generates all kinds of marketing content just for you, and it's customized to you and trained to you, trained with your content. And the last one, I'm not going to, I'll probably just do it only me at this time. And this should be only me anyway, because this is an internal AI assistant that's working for you. You're not creating it for anyone else. So I'm going to save it. And then the last one, and I'll see if you have any questions. Of course, I can copy it, view it, all that stuff. So if I go to View GPT, as you can see, this AI assistant has been created by me. It's a mortgage and housing content strategist and market trend researcher. So it can research. So I can write, say, draft a newsletter section on housing market trends this month. And now you can see that because I enabled the web search on this, it was able to search Housing Wire, for example. It was able to search New York Post, and it was able to create content based on some of those things. You can customize it specifically for a certain market if you want to do that, and that's why you need to keep the web search options open when you're creating your GPT. Okay, let me see if we have any questions, and I'll jump to the final one and try to do a quick job of that in terms of creating it. Okay. Can you paste links for GPT to review? That is LinkedIn for past posts. Yes, you can. So any kind of content that you have, let me make sure I'm going to the top of these questions, so I don't miss anything. Will this be able to rewatched? Yes, it is being recorded, so you will be able to rewatch. Can we create a GPT for writing and answering 5-star Google reviews that continues to learn? But absolutely, John. So in fact, you can do that for your marketing content. So this Mortgage Marketing Ninja that we created, you can also train it on anything which helps you market better or looks more with more credibility. And so any 5-star Google reviews that you see, and that can also be consumer facing. You can upload your Google reviews on your consumer facing GPTs, because when it's talking to your consumers, it can kind of drop those Google reviews like, Sean said this about me, for example, helping first-time home buyers, which adds more credibility. And surprisingly enough, it's just human psychology is that when you are saying the same thing versus your AI assistant is saying the same thing, it somehow believes more because it thinks of AI assistant as a third party and not directly you. So that helps. How do you make your client-facing GPT available for potential clients? Hopefully I answered that. You can copy the link or you can make it public. Again, you can go rewatch this. This content is amazing. Thank you. Okay, perfect. I'm so glad, Kathleen, you are loving it. Final thoughts on this one. The third GPT that I'll make, or the AI assistant, and you should be making all three, because really your goal as a loan officer is to acquire, convert, and retain most customers. And these three GPTs put together can help you do all the three things. So the last GPT, what we should make, in my opinion, is to go to GPTs here. And the GPT that I'll make will be a master coach. It'll be a coach that will help me get better at sales. And the way I'll do it is, again, I have a prompt, which I am almost sure it's not going to take it, given the length of it, but let's try it anyway. And so this one, we are going to create a new GPT, and by now you know exactly how to do this thing. I'm going to put this into configure here, and hopefully it'll figure out quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to take the purpose of it and going to go to create and drop it here. So what we're building now is that a personal sales and performance coach for growth, practice, and strategy instructions. So this is going to be your personal coach. You don't have to go to ChatGPT again. This is a coach that will learn from your answers. It'll learn from your questions. It'll learn from other materials. So if you see an article, whether it's about real estate agents' productivity or loan officer productivity that you like, you can print that article, come and upload it here. So over a period of time, you will be building your own AI assistant that knows more about improving sales and performance than anything else that you can come across, even real human coaches in most cases, because this is a large language model and can learn from huge amount of content and data that you can get here. So my instruction to GPT here was that I want you to become my personal sales and performance coach for growth, practice, and strategy. It says GPT is dedicated to personal sales and performance, gives actionable steps, frameworks, tailored advice, and all of that is what I built in here. from my instructions. And you will have copy to these because I don't think when you watch the recording, you can see every single word of it. So I'll send you my all the three prompts that I've used to build the three GPTs here. So you can copy paste it and then make your edits. So all of this was there in the prompt. I described what the description was. I told it what the prompt status was, and some of these things it built it. So sales growth coach, you can call that. Again, you can call it sales growth ninja. You can call it master ninja, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. Again, I don't care right now. I just need to get it done. So I'll say yes. It goes with sales growth coach. It will create a profile picture. Yes, that's fine. And then what you can do with this is practically anything. So if you look at the instructions that I've given it, I said, help me with so let's go to the to configure here so that you get a sense of what I'm talking about here. Is you can role play as first time home buyer. You can give me 5 ideas to stand out at a networking event. Help me practice handling the objection. For example, I'm waiting for rates to drop. Coach me on better follow up strategy for cold leads. We have built our own master coach here at InstaMortgage. We call it Zig, which is not on ChatGPT. It's on our own platform on Insta AI, and it has been trained on practically all the top sales coaches, trainers, speakers, authors in the last 20 years, plus all of the mortgage content that it has. So it's slightly more complicated than this, but this is good enough for you as a loan officer. And so anything and everything that you want to learn about improving sales and productivity and performance, now this is your master code, so to say. So anytime you need any help, don't go to ChatGPT, don't go to Claude, go to your own AI assistant, which is Sales Growth Coach or whatever you want to call it, and ask that coach to give you answers. Is because the more you work with it, the more it learns from your questions and your answers in some cases when it does not give you the right answer. And then anything and everything that you find on the web, even if it's webinar or something that you cannot possibly upload a webinar here, but transcribing a webinar these days is super easy. Transcribing a YouTube video is super easy. And take that transcription and then you can upload it and you can give it the context that these are some of the ideas that I want to implement in my own business. So when I ask you questions, give me those answers related to these. So imagine the kind of master knowledge base that you're building for yourself, both from a marketing and content creation perspective, plus in terms of sales growth and coaching that you can do. So I'm not going to overwhelm you more. You will probably start with one AI assistant at a time. But these are some of the ideas in terms of how you can build practically as many AI assistant as you want for everything that you do. I thought these were the three most important ones. One, which is consumer facing, so your consumers can talk to your AI assistant, or your referral partners can talk to them. You can have your application link. It can calculate mortgage payments. It can do basic pre-qualification. All of that can be done by it, as long as it does not do anything for which a license is required. You have your own personal AI assistant practically for free. You only pay $20 for the Plus subscription. And you can have unlimited AI assistant, one for content creation, one for training you to become a better sales person, so to say, which is what a loan officer is. So on that note, I'm going to stop uh, showing you how to build your own AI assistant. You will have the recording to go watch it, but I do want to see some of the comments on this in terms of how, I mean, is this something that's something that you think will be useful? And on that note, I'll also bring in the poll here that we did at the beginning of the webinar. So I don't think probably I can bring it another poll here, but yeah, go ahead, drop in the chat here. Is that how? So I'm going to build another poll here. And we'll drop this poll here. Okay, and let's see how good you guys learned it. So that's a poll that's open. How confident are you that you can build an AI assistant or agent now? So very cool. Loving the answers. Very cool. I'm going to end the poll here on that note and share it. And that's super impressive. At the beginning of the webinar, only 23% of you, I think, if I remember it correctly, said that you are moderately confident of building one. And that number is up to 90%. And I can guarantee that the 10% which said not confident, watch it 2 or 3 times again, try it yourself, and I'll be very surprised if you cannot build it. You should be able to build it at that point in time if you go and watch it. So that concludes the webinar. As I said at the beginning, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company at the end, so that you can understand how we are driving innovation and AI adoption here at InstaMortgage, and how our loan officers are doing that. So again, we intend to be, as I said, a most innovative mortgage company, even though we are way smaller than some of the larger mortgage companies. But these are the kind of things that we are doing here at InstaMortgage. When we created InstaAI, it gave access to huge amount of data and knowledge base to our loan officers to become way more productive than what they are. We launched InstaRefi, which, as I said, is the first of its kind refinance alert platform in the country. What it does is that anytime there is a refinance opportunity for any of our borrowers, and any kind of refinance opportunity, not just the fact that it's lower interest rate, but elimination of mortgage insurance, all of that is tracked on a live basis and alerted to our consumers, our borrowers, instantly via email. So think of it that your entire database management is handled by our AI powered platform, where you get almost 100% retention without you moving a finger, so to say. It's a touchless way of managing that database. If you have questions on any of that stuff, send me an email. Or if you're anyway curious about careers here at InstaMortgage, send me an email. Pooja, if you can drop my email, I think the people saw that. And if you want to stay connected, connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where I'm most active. I'm not that active on some of the other social media platforms. So if you are on LinkedIn, it'll be great if you can connect with me on that. But in the next couple of days, hopefully before we get into the long weekend, I'll try to send the recording out to all of you, so that you can hopefully, if you have some time over the long weekend, you can practice it. You can create your own AI assistant. You can boast about it. You can brag about it. But most importantly, grow your business by doing that, and go and teach other people. I mean, you can do this as a lunch and learn or classes taught at real estate offices. I can tell you 99% of real estate agents and loan officers, if not 99.99%, do not know how to create it or how to use it. So you are in that top 1% or top 1.1% of the housing industry professionals who know how to do that. So use that to the best of your advantage. And yeah, drop me a line if there is anything that we can help you and or tell you more about careers here at InstaMortgage. Thank you, everyone.